What's up, nerds? Welcome to Season 2 of the Unvaulted Podcast. I am your host, Squatingdog, but my dad still calls me Honey in public. I'm an adult, Dad. Anyways, this season of the podcast, we're trying to capture the massive benchmark moments of Fortnite's history and interviewing those that are influential to making this game what it is today. In order to accomplish this task, we've begun with major pillars that set this game in motion, and for that reason, we have to start the season off right, with not having one legendary guest, but two. Starting off with Mr. Icon Skin himself, seer of all movement. He has paved the way for millions of streamers, content creators to make streaming an actual career path. He even rated me once. He even has his own branded underwear. Our founding father of Fortnite, Tyler Ninja Blevins.
Oh, thank you very much. Happy to be here, Squat. I'll call you Honey too if you want, but then you're gonna have to call me Daddy. So,
ooh, we'll leave that for who's joining the blue-haired Wonder Boy, his protege, personal doctor, if you will, a man who has encouraged millions to game for significance and purpose, and in doing so has raised millions of dollars to help support incredible causes. The biggest D in the room, Dr. Benjamin Lupo.
It's true. No, Tyler can vouch. The biggest D in the room.
Can vouch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, thank you very much for having us, man.
Yeah,
it's so good to have you guys here. Hello, gentlemen. How do you feel about sharing this podcast with each other? I don't know if you guys know each other very well. How you guys feel about this?
I wouldn't have it any other way. Tyler is still to this day one of the most. I'm starting with the emotions out of the gate. I don't care.
Come on,
Tyler is one of the most influential people in my gaming career that I think I've ever met. I still consider him my brother, and I still love him to death. Even though we fight sometimes, just like family does, at the end of the day, I know that I can still text him and he'll still respond, and we can still give each other crap stuff.
Come on,
stuff.
man.
Wait,
stuff.
hang on, I got it.
Thank you. Epic. Sorry. We still mess with each other whenever. I love Tyler to death. He's a good guy.
Ben took words out of my mouth. One of the OGs, dude. Hated him and loved him ever since he threw that grenade max distance on PUBG. And,
I've watched that clip so many times.
Still have nightmares to this day. How about that? So,
well, it's so good to have you guys here. Before we jump into the pod, let's hear a word from our sponsors. And you might be thinking, if you're a fan of this podcast, Squatting, quit the BS. You haven't had a sponsor on this podcast yet. First of all, that really hurts my feelings. Secondly, we are officially sponsored by Epic Games themselves.
What?
Yes. Thank you. Wow, guys, thanks. They wanted to look back on those who made Fortnite what it is today and partnered with us to do so. So hashtag Epic Partner, hashtag We Love Fortnite. Now, let's get warmed up, boys.
I'm ready.
Tyler, Ben, you would consider each other friends, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. So I have an icebreaker for the both of you.
Oh,
I want you guys to respond and what each other's thinking. So, for example, we'll start with Ben. Ben, what are Tyler's best and worst features?
Okay. Tyler's best feature is his ability to make anything comedic and entertaining. I think Tyler is by far one of the funniest people that I've met, but his negative feature is that he is also the most competitive person on the entire planet by a mile, dude. The number of times I've had this man yell at me to revive him when I miss a shot. He's like, Ben, you're trash. He's actually, I don't think he's ever said I'm trash, but
Never.
like, it's so funny because he can shift gears almost in an instant, too. There are countless times where we've been playing duos and we'll be just goofing around, and there will be people that like suddenly we're challenged by other good players, and he will flip a switch and become this like rage monster that wants to destroy them. And if you mess up, he kind of loses his mind. But it's
pressure.
I think it's part of his, like, he spent so much time being a competitive player in Halo and H1 into PUBG and then Fortnite, and like literally every game that he plays, that it's in his blood. His brothers will vouch for that. His parents will vouch for that. Anybody that we've played with will vouch for that. He's the friggin' class clown, but he also wants to be number one every single time.
Beautiful.
I
was
want to take
awesome.
you out to a nice seafood dinner and call you.
You will.
Ben.
You
He
will
turned
call
both
you
of
again.
those into a compliment, by the way. So that was
appreciate
beautiful.
I don't know how to be
wordsmith work.
negative about him, dude.
All right, Tyler,
I'm
let's
ready.
hear what your thoughts on Ben. Best and worst features.
Ben's best feature is honestly the ability to pop off in any game that he plays as well. I would say that there's comedic value when you play it when you're looking for a duo partner, right? You want to be able to just have fun together, of course. But I think one of my favorite things about Ben is like when Ben's on in a game, like he'll carry me, and that's something that is one of my favorite features about Ben. Of course, also on top of that, his amazing, massive, genuine heart.
It's really big.
That's what I was going to say. It's massive. It's the biggest I've ever seen. And obviously how much he raises for charity and honestly encourages others to do so. And Ben's worst feature.
Lay it on me, Daddy. Come on.
What's Ben's worst
There's just so
feature?
many.
Ben's worst feature is that he loves to snipe because sometimes he'll try to snipe when he shouldn't, and it can cost the battle.
I sure do like to not play in the correct position sometimes because I want to montage people. I'll admit that.
That's totally fine.
There are plenty of times where it's like, Ben, you should be up with me right now. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm like, Ty, I can hit this shot, please. I can hit this shot. Wait.
I'm in there like 50 meters in front of him, like battling two people, and Ben's just like, pew! Like he's got two snipers, so he doesn't have to reload one or the other, and it's just like,
Doesn't even have a shotgun. Doesn't even have a shotgun.
Dude, he's no scope people in the.
I'm guilty of that. I will admit that. He's not wrong.
That's amazing.
I've done it too, man. It's a terrible feeling when you just kind of shite the bed. And
All right, well, let's talk about Fortnite. You guys ready for this?
Yes, sir.
I want to
yes, sir.
know. I want to know if you guys know each other's stuff, though. So, Tyler, what is Ben's favorite drop spot in Fortnite of all time? Do you know?
I gotta say, it's got to be Retail Row, I think, just because it's and there's nowhere else. Or Tilted, maybe back in the day when we all loved landing at Tilted. So
that true, Ben?
I would say without a doubt. Feeding off of the wanting to snipe constantly, I often went to those like open areas that had a lot of people. And retail, Tim and Tamman always called it home and native land. But it's true. That was like the number one drop shot whenever we would play, because in pubs, you're trying to farm montage clips, right? And what better place to do it than a spot where everybody's out in the open and you know it's always populated.
That's great. All right, so Ben, what is Tyler's favorite Fortnite weapon of all time?
Dude, you got this.
Come on.
What?
It's Star. Can I give him a little?
No.
Wait. Let's see if he get. Let's see.
What was? Oh man, I can't remember the name of every single weapon that's been in the game.
Okay, describe it.
It was like it's like the DMR. What was that? What was that gun called? What was that friggin' gun called? Hold on, I'm gonna have to Google this now. This is embarrassing.
I need more time, man. Keep it going.
Trying,
Keep it going.
Give him the first letter.
I.
Wait.
You got this.
No,
He's actually Googling this right now.
The infantry rifle. That was it.
Thank you.
Yes,
There
the
it
infantry.
is.
I remember. No. I remember when that gun came out. You posted so many damn clips of just back to back headshots, cross maps. It was insane. Yeah, infantry without a doubt.
The purple and gold infantry rifle was like an 88 headshot.
Yeah, it was nuts.
And
Gnarly.
it was pinpoint accuracy. Almost the second you zoomed in was first shot accuracy. And so, dude, that was like oh my God, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Beaming someone out. And the kick on it, boom, boom, boom. Every shot felt like you were just shooting a
good.
cannon.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Bring it back.
All right, since we're back here, I'm gonna this question is our last one for the icebreaker. All right.
Okay.
I need you guys to tell me. This is to both of you. What is the perfect 4-person squad? So you can have each other added. You cannot have each other added. But who are the other 3 people that are joining you for the perfect Fortnite squad?
Let me ask a clarification question that I think will help Tyler as well. What is the goal of said squad? Is it shenanigans or is it to win?
It's clips. It's glory.
It's glory. It's clips and it's gold. I mean, glory would be a victory to me.
Usually they go hand in hand, right?
No.
No, they don't.
Actually not.
So I can answer this one first, if you don't mind.
Sure. I think we have the same answer.
We probably have the same answer, but my number one in the glory days of Fortnite, peak content creation, like the ridiculousness we would do, the rocket rides and impulse grenades and all that, it's got to be me, Tyler, Tim, and Jack. It has to be the four horsemen of Fortnite. My community still to this day, by the way, asks when we're all going to get on and play Fortnite
When's
together
the gang
again.
getting
I know
back together.
it's incredible to see, because that means that we created such an environment for content creation and camaraderie and us screaming at each other for mistakes and sometimes pissing each other off, but like having fun and being insane at a game like that together. There are countless memories of the four of us playing together that I think without a doubt I wouldn't even care about winning with a group like that, because it would just be a good time no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give the exact same. Pretty much, it's literally it's the exact same group. If we're going for fun shenanigery, everyone's just kind of messing around, having a great time, and just the rifting, the rifting back and forth with one another, right? Everyone bouncing off the comedy. It was iconic, and that was definitely like the OG. Yeah, Four Horsemen is a perfect analogy.
Now I gotta clarify too. The problem with our friend group, though, is that a lot of those people are also interchangeable with others, because there are a ton of other people that we played with that I had a blast playing with as well. Everybody from FaZe and Liquid, all those guys, and Nick Merckx and Myth and Marcel, and there are so many people.
Daquan and Hamlins. I mean, absolutely. Like that toward the end, I would say season 7, season 8, like that was when all of those, because like the beginning it really was just like the crew, right? And then but towards the later seasons we started to mesh with so many other people, and the collabs were just amazing. I mean, I still to this day, I've been playing Fortnite and streaming a lot lately, and I'm actually having an absolute blast. I've had so many people, Ninja, you gotta get the group back together. I was like, dude, what
do you think this podcast is for? What do you think this podcast is for?
Planting the seed.
The game is in such a great spot right now, personally. I mean, and that's I have the mobility is everywhere. The variety of weapons, the map I think is in a great spot. Of course, it's about to explode, just like last time. Will not explode. Perhaps that wasn't a teaser. I don't know what's going to happen to the map. I don't know what's going to happen. But last time,
hashtag what do you know?
He's got an insider.
He knows.
I don't know anything, man. I don't know anything. I promise, please.
All right. Well, then that's a good segue. Okay, we got the Four Horsemen, right?
Right.
Let's go back though. Before that, I would love to hear, and I'm sure a lot of people would love to know that haven't heard this outright, what your origin story is with Fortnite. Why did you pick it up? And then what kept you playing it? I'm really curious of that for both of you.
Ben, I'll go first for this one.
Yeah, go for it.
So my origin story was, it was just one of those things where everyone in the chat, the chat is a gift and a curse at the same time for all streamers, right? You really have to find the balance of listening to them and kind of giving them what they want a little bit, right? Because sometimes not too much. They're asking for a reason, right? They're asking for a reason. They want you to play a game that they think is going to be good, right? So okay, everyone wants this. Enough people are asking. Let's go for it. And there were so many people that were like, Ninja, Fortnite. When are you gonna play Fortnite? When are you gonna play Fortnite? When are you gonna play Fortnite? Just God, the amount of times people, you got to try it. You got to try it out. It looks really cool. I was like, all right, fine, let's go for it. Finally played it. I enjoyed it, but the accuracy was if you notice, there was no first shot accuracy at all. Bloom the Scar had the same bloom as a gray AR. It was terrible. It was terrible for it could have been way more optimized. But I really enjoyed the game, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna fall in love with this game when let me know when they finally do an accuracy update or buff update, right? Where they're just gonna buff the accuracy of the rifle. And so I stopped playing it, but I was watching it constantly, right? I was watching CD in the Third play it a lot. I was watching Summit, Shroud, I think tried it out. I'm pretty sure everyone and their grandmother tried out the game at some point.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't really like it. They kind of enjoyed it, but everyone was like, "Oh, it's so cartoony. Oh, I don't know, man. The game doesn't. Oh, the building is kind of weird and stuff like that." It's like, oh, okay. But I loved it. I was like, even when it wasn't that the accuracy update wasn't in, I still absolutely loved it. I'm like, there's something about this game. Finally, the update came out, and once it was in my head, I was like, okay, all of the top streamers in the world don't like this game, or they're not going to be streaming it, and I'm having a blast, and I'm watching CD in the Third, and C's is having such a blast, and he's so funny and entertaining to watch. I'm like, dude, this game is gonna pop. So, and that was
the rest is history.
I kept playing it. That rest is history. Yeah,
that's crazy. What about you, Ben?
Mine isn't actually too different from that either. I do recall during that first like month of Fortnite's release, a lot of people complaining about Bloom and how frustrating it was to get outshot by somebody that you should have beat, but you couldn't because you literally just got unlucky. And I started playing Fortnite. I think I waited maybe a month. And then my friend Tim, Darkness429, messaged me and was like, "Hey, you want to check this out? Let's play together." And I jumped in. And I remember the thing that hooked me that I laughed at because it kind of set the tone for the whole game is when you blow somebody up with a rocket launcher, it said "sploded."
Exploded.
That's right.
And I started doing silly Russian accent, man, and do all explode and like that whole thing because it didn't take itself seriously. And I think even to this day, it still doesn't really take itself seriously. And that's the most charming part about Fortnite to me is that at its core, it's still a game. It's still it's a game that like anybody can play. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have like a 5, 6, 7-year-old play it or whatever, but it's cartoony. It's shenanigans. You can jump on a rocket and fly across the sky, and you can jump on. You can go on a launch pad and swoop in on people, and people can build the Taj Mahal in 5 seconds now with how fast they are at building. And now you have people playing at a competitive level, and they put in balls with plunger guns on them. And there's a llama you can smack for materials, and like it was the number of things they added and just kept compounding the silliness with. Was such a charming thing about a game because at the time we were living in a world where the most played game I think was PUBG as far as shooters go, and this is like a by the book, to a T mil sim style shooter that was very serious. That obviously has changed a little bit now because the game has like skins and crazy outfits and stuff in it now. But Fortnite came out and said, you know what, we want to do something different. That's the same genre, but we want to make it a different experience. And for me, that was such a loud statement that I had to get involved and like being able to play that game with and like at its core was a game and just have fun with it. And yeah, we were winning. We're trying to like steamroll the teams and go for crazy trick plays and stuff like that. Do you remember when Cypher made that tower the first time with the launch pad at the bottom, the trap tower,
the
first
Never
one?
Forget.
Yeah.
Never forget.
And then we started doing that on stream, and it was hilarious because people would fall for it, and they'd fall inside, and you get them trapped in there, just get spiked at the top and die. It's like that kind of stuff that made me want to embrace a game like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I also just want to say real quick, just kind of want to touch on this just a little bit, dude. Can we bring back traps?
I know.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
I like the trap, dude. Like maybe nerf the damage, or maybe make it so like it can only be in a house and you can't put it in your own build. Because there was nothing greater, truly, than when you.
Oh yeah.
Just like, dude, like 20 minutes into the game, top 10 situation, and you're in retail row, all right, or you're in Tilted Towers, and I don't know where you just hear like the. Like
you see the feed pop up,
and it's like elimination, and you're like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I placed a trap like
mile away.
minutes ago."
Guy just got knocked back in retail or on the other side of the map. What happened?
Yes, love it. Like I absolutely love that. I don't know. I also Anyways, I digress.
Do you guys remember your first victory royale in Fortnite?
I do. I remember the season, of course, because it was like right away. You know what? How about this, man? I'll do you one better. I remember my first loss.
Okay.
I remember my first loss. I didn't know how to build at all. And
nobody did in the beginning.
Of course.
No one would. No one would build.
Yeah, they didn't know. And then some dude just freaking. This is like halfway in the game. I have like 5 kills, 5 elims, right? Eliminations, 5 eliminations.
Eliminations.
And the game was going it was very nice. I was rotating in the zone. I think I popped a med kit once to stay alive, or bandages or something to get out of the zone. And then I finally make it out of the zone. Like this is like the 3rd zone, only like 5 players left, and some dude has a scar. And I just killed one with mine, and I just headshotted him for 98.
Wow.
98. I was on the gold scar, hit for 98. Wow. And then someone literally did the exact same thing to me, and I died. And it was so sad. And I'm pretty sure I got off after that game too.
A part of you died.
Wow, man. And I was like, wow, what a close game. And then like I just I got off. But dude, yeah, that was I remember that it was like the sun was setting in the game. I'm not kidding. I remember like it was like because like the game had night and day.
Yep,
it's emotional.
Like, what? Which
I remember noticing that about about Fortnite when we first started playing it is that it had a day-night cycle in it, and it was like, wait, what's happening? Because nobody else was doing that at the time, and it really added to the atmosphere, 100%.
Absolutely. I mean, personally, I can see better during the day. Get it? Clearly.
You're so annoying.
There's fog. There's fog in the game now, man. And like when the fog is out, bro, like these little 9-year-olds and their 9-year-olds and their laser vision, dude, just like beaming me. I can't even see past one pallet of like my builds. I'm just like, dude, I literally just box up and put metal trap walls on me and just hope they don't break in until the fog goes away.
Until the fog leaves.
100%. Dude.
You ever
eliminated?
You know what's funny is you ever think about this? How old were you when you first started playing Fortnite, Ty?
Ooh.
27.
And how old are you now?
30, man.
Yeah. Isn't that
Thanks for
crazy?
bringing it up,
Yeah.
And I'm still cracked, baby, getting in dubskis.
Ben, do you remember yours?
I'm gonna sadly I don't think that I do, because it's been such a long time, and there are so many moments that Fortnite and tons of games that have come out since then that have created, that it's like, which is both good and bad, I think, because that means that, one, it's bad because I don't necessarily remember the very first time I played or won a game, but that it's good, and that there have been so many memories that have overwritten that have been better, that it's really not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah,
you know,
the seasons change, like every single season event. I mean, other wins that just were like mind blowing, tournaments that you casted. Dude, Fortnite's been a part of. It's done so much in such a short amount of time. It's crazy.
So let's talk about that. Like,
I'd love to.
Tell us the evolution of like friendships that you've made in Fortnite, because I feel like it's a major catalyst, right, for quality time and like having these awesome memories over the years. Tell us how that evolution happened with those that you have, I think, grown to love, like you guys had said in the beginning of this podcast.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll just start with, like, I mean, Ben and I started playing in PUBG, right? That was when our duo started in PUBG, and then it moved into Fortnite. But I wasn't really playing with anyone else before that. I was like a huge solo queuer because I was competitive, right? And I really wasn't trying to, like, collab and stuff like that. And then Fortnite, I mean, dude, the relationships, it helped me. Like, I've known, Tim and I knew of each other forever, but we never played with each other. And then Fortnite, we started playing with one another. And, he's now one of my best friends as well. Same with Courage. I knew Courage from casting Call of Duty, and just being a really great Call of Duty community caster for MLG tournaments and things like that. Met him through that. Jordan Fisher, absolutely love Jordan Fisher. Like, really got to know him even more through. And this is honestly I'm pretty much speaking for Ben too, I feel like, because it's the same thing. We both met Jordan Fisher and became really great friends with them when we started playing Fortnite. I mean, Daquan Hamlins, I love it. Like, every single like content creator that was like at the top, like your top 20 content creators in Fortnite. Like, I love those people. Like, they're all like great people.
It's kind of jarring to look back at where we were before and compare it to where we are now. And for me, the most standout piece of it is, so I met Ty when we were playing Fortnite. I remember specifically after you waited 2 days to message me back, because you said you got to leave Monterey for 2 days. It's just standard practice.
I was a busy guy.
And then that next day you messaged me. We won 9 games in a row in PUBG, and that was the start, right? And then Fortnite came out, and we got into such a rhythm that we would get online and go to whatever Discord we were going to use. Usually it was Tyler's, and we would just be in there. And Tyler would be in there already, or I would jump in, because I would just know. You know it's true. We would just know that we were
gaming,
playing.
Dude.
It was like gaming, next day, and Tim would come in, and Jack would come. It was like a rhythm we got into that it felt so natural that by default it was like, if we were not playing that day, then it was probably because someone was busy. Or like something else was going on, or somebody wasn't going to be online.
Yeah, and I was waking up at like 8 a.m. and then Ben we usually get around like 9, or sometimes the other way around. And then so we would start with duos,
Yep.
And then we would play duos so I would play solo for an hour, then duos for like an hour, 2 hours, and then Tim would get on later at 11. Then we played trios at 10, and then we would get jacking at noon. Like, yeah, that's literally how it went, bro.
It was wild.
Awesome.
It became so second nature that like viewership knew what was going to happen before we get on, and like the first question in chat was like, "Hey, you gonna play with Ty today? You're playing with Ty today, right? Ninja's getting on. When you know Ninja's on." And it became so rhythmic that I jokingly called the people in my chat that would come over from your chat asking when we would play together. We call it the Ninja News Network. Because
Ninja News Network. Ninja's online, guys.
For real. No, for real. Because it was like, hey, you guys are playing today, right? He's on, right? You guys gonna run duos? You get in trios? Gonna get Jack out? Jack's on too. We gonna play? It's like every single day, and it was that kind of predictability. I think looking back at it now, there are some days now because we play a lot of different games now compared to then because our interests have moved away a little bit back and forth from Fortnite to other games.
Diversifying our portfolio.
Yeah, which is important because let me be honest, sanity is mental health goes a long way, y'all. But like I almost miss that like predictability of knowing what I'm gonna do for the day, getting on and be like, hey, I know I'm gonna run duos with Ninja as soon as he's online and that kind of thing. And I think at a certain point we almost took it for granted, that it was just a thing.
I know I did.
Yeah,
I know I did. Like literally, I had a moment like a couple of months ago. It was like after Valorant. Like I realized like I didn't have anyone really to play with anymore because no one like grinded Valorant with me. And when I stopped competing with the team that I was competing with, I was like, oh my god, I was like, I don't really play Warzone that much anymore. Tim Courage, Cloaksy, all those guys, they're all on Warzone, and I don't really enjoy that. And then like no one plays Valorant anymore. Like that, like we're a part of my Fortnite crew. Ben doesn't play Valorant or didn't, regularly and things like that. And it's like
I'm trash at Valorant, dude.
You were playing Tarkov at the time, right? So yeah, and I was like, dude, I'm like alone right now, unless I force myself to play a game that I don't want to play, which was like Warzone. And for me, it was about like stream snipers were crazy and all the hackers and stuff like that. So I'm like, dude, I do not want to force myself to play a game, even if it's with my friends, if I'm going to be having to like play that. So
I think your viewership would rather watch you play something that you're going to have fun playing than jumping on board with even with good people where you're going to be miserable. And
right, that's like the number one thing I tell people ask me all the time, give me a tip for streaming, and I was like, well, if you just enjoy the game that you're playing, if you enjoy the game that you're playing, like if you're having fun,
it goes such a long way.
And it's crazy to even think about like that your friendships have lasted, like.
Of course,
as that evolution has happened, and it's really rad to see like you guys all kind of claiming different hills, if you will, of like different games, and how like that all stemmed from quality time, like this crazy amount of quality time.
I will protect Tyler to my dying day from Escape from Tarkov. Don't ever play it. Don't play it.
Well, I'm not going to play it.
Don't play it.
Have to worry. You don't have to worry about that, dude.
Hey, I know you want to. Don't play it, okay?
Thank you, Ben, for saving me.
I got you. I got you.
Thank you.
Okay, Tyler.
Yes.
I have to know this. You have a mother flipping Fortnite icon skin in the game.
Yeah, bro.
We knew it was a long time coming. It's got to be a crazy honor to have that. Could you tell us what it feels like to have your face literally in this game?
That was hands down the greatest like achievement that we've accomplished across freaking anything. We wanted it for a long time, I think I've told this story several times, but like I'm gonna go just as in depth now. Like we wanted it for a long time, and when we got it, that moment. Seeing like the ninja skin in the game, which by the way I love. I mean, besides it being not biased at all, one of my favorite skins. Looks great, dude. It's just amazing, man. It's amazing, and I love it. I want it to be in even more, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to do like variations of the skin because there are things that we have in store and things like that. So I hope it's not over, but dude, to be in it, man, it's Dude, Fortnite's literally it is like a top 3 game on the planet. You have like League of Legends, Fortnite, like Minecraft, like 3 of the biggest games literally in the world. And
hard agree, 100%.
And to be a part of that world forever is just dude, it's a blessing, man. Honestly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ben, I know yours is coming soon. What does your design look like for your icon skin?
You know what's funny about that is there were multiple conversations before they started doing that skin series of certain other content creators having skins in the game. Hey, Epic. Hey, how you doing? You guys good today? You having a good day? I hope so.
Man, what would it look like? Give us a sneak peek, bro.
That's a good question.
But you have your skin in the game.
If you say that old man farmer skin, I swear I'm a
no. The one that you always used to play with, the red one with the goggles on, the blonde hair, Circuit Breaker.
Yeah. I have a cosplay outfit of that skin that we did a St. Jude video, and I was dressed up as Circuit Breaker for that. If I were gonna do a skin in the game, I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do with it. That's a really good question that I wish I had an answer for. I think it's because it's something that I dwelled on for a while. Is like maybe it's gonna happen, and then it never did. Was like you commentate the largest Fortnite tournament in the entire world in front of millions of people, and maybe they help you out. But if not, that's fine too. I'm a little jaded. It's okay. All right, I'm just saying, dude. I'm a little jaded.
I just want to say that my skin came in chapter 2, right? If I recall, I'm pretty sure it did. I personally think it should have came in like season 4 of chapter 1, but like I'm not sure. Ben, if you kept playing, and this is like this is speculation.
Getting the band back together.
If you never stopped, if you kind of continued the Fortnite vibes throughout chapter 2, I think that we would have seen a Lupo skin. I'm just
maybe
like,
not, man. Who knows?
I'm realizing now, in general, it's a give and take. Of course, like you got to show love to Epic. I was going to show love to you, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so let's talk about that, Lupo.
I think you deserve a skin in the game.
You were casting some of the biggest events of all time.
The biggest events.
The biggest.
In Fortnite.
Please tell us what that was like, because that is like how do you even get called in to do that? Like, what was that like?
Okay, so actually, the fault for me commentating Fortnite events falls on Tyler. So if you recall, the very first live event was Ninja Vegas. Do you remember that? And he had asked a certain person to commentate it. This is actually where I met Jack, Courage JD. That was my first time ever meeting Jack, and it was my first time ever commentating a live event ever. I think the reason he asked me to do it too is during the PUBG days and then into Fortnite, we would jokingly do the MLG thing, right? The ladies and gentlemen, like that whole thing. Yeah. We would commentate each other's gameplay jokingly sometimes, make for great YouTube clips and stuff like that. And we had done it so many times that Tyler asked me if I wanted to do it for Vegas. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, absolutely. So they put me out there. It was my first time ever live on cam doing that kind of thing. And Epic, of course, was watching because it was their first time having a live in-person event too. And apparently they really liked the chemistry between Jack and I, and how my commentary on top of it, the reception that I got from people was overwhelmingly positive. And I think that stream had like 400,000 viewers or something.
That's wild. 672. It broke my record with Drake. It broke the record.
Wild.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And so it was like going from nothing to suddenly in front of all these people. And I managed to capitalize on this opportunity. And so eventually, when they started doing like the skirmish events and stuff like that, they contacted me and said, hey, we would like you to continue to do it. Now, I need to set the record straight about something real quick.
Let's do it right here.
There was, I think it was Summer Skirmish, because it was like all the content creators, or maybe I don't think it was a Rivals event. I think it was Summer Skirmish.
It was also TwitchCon events. Was it TwitchCon?
Maybe it was a TwitchCon. It was all content creators. I remember specifically, and they said, ham it up because it's not a competitive thing. It's supposed to be silly. And so I was being very silly by request. Okay, Reddit and everyone else. And I remember seeing it. People were like, "This Lupo dude needs to calm down a little bit, bro." And I was like, "I'm just doing what I'm told." And so the next time we came out, I did it my way, and they were like, "Wow, this is significantly better. Epic must have told him to stop." No, no, that was me, baby. That was Daddy. Don't you forget it, dude. And I was very passionate about it because I wanted to do right by the community. It's like the way I want to do it is how I did it in Vegas. And so when they let me do it that way, and they were like, "Yes, this is a competitive thing. You need to treat it like you're, maybe a little bit of ham on top, right?
Yeah,
but
slice of ham,
more
side dish.
Yeah, exactly. More of a analytical, professional level commentating event, right? And I did it up. And then after that, it was like clockwork. Every time there was a thing, we go out to the studio. Actually, it's funny because of Fortnite, my second most lived in city in the United States outside of my hometown is Burbank.
That's awesome.
There was a time leading up to the World Cup, all the qualifiers and stuff, that I was out in California and back every other or every weekend. It was like out, commentate the thing, come back, go out, do it again.
How long were those flights from where you live?
It's just I could get a straight shot from Omaha to LA, and it's about 2.5 to 3 hours, which is nice. It's nice living in the middle of the United States. It's not horrible. It's not horrible.
Not too bad.
But like it was to the point where I was in the same hotel so many times that the person at the front desk recognized me, and I'm not even kidding. They're like, "Oh, you're back again." I'm like, "Yep, I'm back again." Like, okay,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Can I have the same room, please?
It was wild, dude. But yeah, because of Tyler asking me to come commentate Ninja Vegas, that's the only reason that I got to do all the stuff that I did with Epic for Fortnite.
That's amazing.
It was easy, by the way. That was a super easy choice. Just from all of our duos and all our shenanery, man. It was so easy. The amount of times we're like, "Tyler, Ninja, your top 5 situation. Is he gonna clutch it?" And it was like the first, like literally I remember we talked about it. We were asked, who do you want to cast? And Just was like, "Tyler, who do you want? Like, who do you think would be the best?" I was just like, "Ben." Like, it was no question, no one else in my mind. Ben was gonna be one of the casters for the event.
Thanks for that, by the way.
That's amazing.
Appreciate it.
So my question then to kind of like capture this whole conversation, I guess. Probably the most important question to ask you guys is, what has Fortnite done to impact your life? What has Fortnite done to impact your life?
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, just point the camera around, man.
He's now pushing the camera around, showing his amazing stream room sponsored by Red Bull. But tell me, Tyler. Yeah, tell me what, like, truly, like, what has it done?
I mean, bro. I mean, for me personally, it's obviously created this vast amount of wealth that I have. But not only in money, but friendship. With everyone that I've gamed with along the way, who I text regularly now. Well, not regularly. I don't really text anyone regularly because I don't text people. But if there was a group. A text message and I was in it and I was asked something, I would also probably not reply. And I digress. It's got me, friendship. And just what else, man?
I can help you with this one because it's the same for me.
I'll play with my family. Like I still game with it gives me a reason to play with my brother John, and because Halo was the only thing that we used to play together, and I personally haven't enjoyed a Halo really until just recently Infinite, which I'll be playing with him more. But yeah,
it has put us in a position where Tyler's right. Financially, I mean, like life changing by a mile. But beyond that, the wealth of experiences that we've both had because of Fortnite, it goes without saying, Fortnite literally changed the lives of a lot of people, us included. Like Tyler was on the cover of a magazine. He danced in Times Square. He was the only one, but he did dance.
I danced alone, but I did it.
Look at that guy. He was on ESPN magazine, dude.
That's crazy.
What a stud.
Like I have the cutout from Newsweek when they did a feature on all the content creators, and I had like the full page thing and like the number of companies that we've been able to work with and represent, and the the gaming experiences we've been able to have and the people we've played with, and both of us have raised money for really good causes, using the platform that we have for good, and hopefully inspiring people to try and do what they want to do and what they love in life, and hopefully, help others along the way. For me, I know, and I'm sure Tyler's the same, it's like it is, while we don't owe it to Epic, but it goes without saying that it is one of the there's no way to say thank you appropriately for the number of things, the number of opportunities that have come because of Fortnite, right?
Yeah. Yep. You pretty much nailed it.
It's wild. It's kind of scary to think about.
It honestly gave me chills when you said that. And I think like one of the things that I see in both of you is the surplus of generosity that comes with the platform you've been given, right? Like it's not just wealth that's you're just sitting on. It overflows. Ninja rated me 200 gifted subs, bro. It's crazy, and that's a regular thing. You've raised so much for St. Jude, Ben, and it is so rad to see that platform being used in a way that helps bless other people, and not just just sitting there. And so I think like what I get choked up about is like seeing people like you as examples for the next generation, right? Like kids that look up to you guys, and seeing that type of behavior is so powerful and so impactful.
I can't stress enough how bad I want the next generation of gamers and YouTubers and, to really look at that, like what you just mentioned, like just those things, how we acted and the things that we did. And because you see this, like, it's not bad, but I feel like there's a lot of, they're kids. I guess everyone's just kids. Like right now, a lot of the content people are making is immature. What's happening? Oh God.
Oh, what the kids are doing. Yeah. It's going nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. And I personally think that the future in general is going to be very heavily influencer based, in my opinion. So, I just hope that we have good influencers. That's pretty much, I guess, just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be a good influence, right?
Absolutely. So, as like foundational pieces, I think you and Fortnite, you kind of like grew in tandem, right? Like
100%.
And you guys have become foundational pieces to this game. What type of legacy do you feel like you've left in Fortnite, or that you hope to leave in Fortnite for it to continue, whether or not you're a part of it, but you hope that continues?
I'm going to take this one first.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
And it's so funny that the first question you asked Tyler was about the positive and negative, right? So the negative thing of always going for the snipe shot, that kind of thing, I still get tagged in clips from content creators on Twitter that say, oh, look at me, my name's DrLupo, I know how to snipe, and it's them hitting some crazy shots. It's like that legacy of going for the ridiculous snipe at the time you probably shouldn't. People still hold on to that and still tag me and are still like, hey, Dad, you proud? I'm like, yes, sir, every time. Because that kind of thing, the fact that has lived on the way that it has and has carried over for years is a statement to how, like you said, influencers really do have a big impact on people's lives, and the way the communities and the experiences that we all grow and create together go such a long way to forming these like long lasting memories for people, even if it's not us. And I'm the guy that's sitting in the chair, which is crazy to think that there are people. I do this thing every once in a while where I tell people to take a picture of wherever they're watching the stream and tag me on Twitter, because it reminds me that there are people sitting in the chairs that are not just lines of text in the chat, right? That are actual human beings watching, because I feel like it keeps me grounded. Because there are some days where I'm like so involved in whatever game I'm doing that I forget there are even people there. But then you have these things, these legacies, these moments that live on. Man, how many times a day, Ty, do you have people come in and be like, hey, remember that one time Ninja impulsed you off a mountain? I'm like, yes, I do, bro. I was living there. They're like, remember that one time you dropped one brick to Tyler and he fell and died? I'm like, yes, it was awesome. And like those kind of the back and forth, the camaraderie and like the brother relationship that he and I have, they still to this day live on and the people that watched us for literally years. There are people that have what's your longest month resub on Twitch right now? Do you have 100 month plus?
Yeah, I have
wild.
Bro, his name is Tripolar Mike.
I remember you posted a screenshot on Twitter of his 100-month resub. And
That's
like
wild.
that is a testament
I've grown up with people, man.
Right?
Mhm.
There are people that have watched me since before Charlie was born. But some of my moderators have known me longer than my kid has been alive. And so those things, those experiences, they might be little one-off things for us, but they go such a long way for the people that are watching that it's mind-blowing.
That's awesome.
What Ben said.
That's great. I love that. So my next question for you guys is, what do you feel like the future of Fortnite looks like from your vantage point? What future additions to the game would maximize your playtime for Fortnite as well? Curious.
I want to preface this by saying I don't know any leaks, any spoils, anything like that. I want before we go on too far.
Great.
I got this, dude. I mean, so like right now, I've already.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. What do you got?
All right, I already love the game right now. I think it's in a great spot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, to keep playing it, and like, I think that
Future Fortnite.
the future Fortnite, man. I know. I think, dude. So, I can't. You know. I mean. So here. Let me show you something that I think has the greatest change in Fortnite so far that I've noticed. Right, the biggest change is actually not the battle royale. I think obviously the battle royale has changed a lot, but I would say the creative mode of Fortnite, like
it's
going
blowing the roof off of it. Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
going from a ramp this way and a ramp this way, and it's like build battle me to these. Dude, I played Alien. I basically played Alien Isolation the other day.
They have a mode that's Among Us in the dude. It's like it's insane.
And that's only gonna get crazier too, right? Like that's only gonna get more refined. And like, dude, like think of how big the change was from chapter 1 to chapter 2. Personally, like I'm gonna be honest, like they changed the graphics, right? They changed everything. It was massive. I think that this next chapter is going to be groundbreaking. I think that it's going to be. I think creative. I think they're going to take creative to a whole nother level, just like they always do, right? And I think that the battle royale mode too. I think they're gonna. I mean, I've heard some stuff. I'm not going to say anything specifically, but I think that they might be picking up some other pieces that other battle royales and game modes have that might make it like just help bridge that gap from playing one game to another. Because one of my issues of playing literally every other battle royale right now is like Fortnite doesn't feel fast anymore. It used to, believe it or not.
It did used to, yeah.
And like you go and play Apex and then you come back, which by the way, I've been having a blast with the game, but right now I just only want to be playing Fortnite. And I come back to playing Fortnite and it's like, dude, I'm so slow. Like, right, you got all these games you're just freaking sprinting around and everyone's just like doing all this crazy stuff. And Fortnite, like for Fortnite, it's just like a pepper. Like if you don't have a pepper, you're like a sloth. So I mean, I think that it's going to be, that's what I think the future of Fortnite is going to be. I think it's going to be faster. They're going to try to make it faster, right? They've already been trying to, like with the reboots, right? So in Warzone, there's the Gulag, and I think that's one of the greatest ideas that a company's come out with for Battle Royale, the ability to come back into the game, as well as being rebooted or bought back in. And then Fortnite's added way more reboot vans. And that was another thing that I thought was really weird. It was like, why is it so hard to get my teammate back up? Like, why is the nearest reboot van 500 meters away? And if I don't have a launch pad or, a impulse launcher with 12 rockets, like, Ben's dead for the rest of the game. So now that they've added more of that, like, I think that's a little teaser to,
what's coming,
dude. What might be to come?
So I think the most important piece that other BRs have taken advantage of, I think Apex is fine the way that they do it, because it is very similar. It's the same mechanic that Fortnite has, but I think Warzone's Gulag being given the keys to get back into the game on your own is a huge piece of it, because it makes it so that like you get eliminated in the game, right? And then you turn into a card right now. I dislike having to sit there and wait. And let's face it, I go for shenanigans a lot. So if Tyler and I play duos, I'm getting eliminated, and I'm waiting for him to pick me back up, right? That kind of stinks. Which, by the way,
I've literally, I'm still waiting. Ben, Tim, Courage, all you guys. I mean, you owe me like 10%, 20% revenue dividends of me entertaining your streams throughout all the Fortnite days.
Right?
I would pick up your cards and we're spectating me.
That's such a big piece that Warzone has down. It's like, if I get eliminated, right, and they thirst me on the ground, I'm not out. I go to the gulag, and then if I win my goosh, I'm back. And then at that point, if I fail, which I don't, by the way, Ty, don't forget that. I'm a gulag god. All right, relax. So at that point, that's when I say, "Hey, Tyler, pick me up. Right?
Pick up, dude.
That's why it gets tense for you guys quite regularly. Well, one of you is down and the other one's just sniping off in the distance.
Tyler's most said phrase to me is "pick me up" by a long shot. By a long shot. There's like every other. There's like hello is right here. Pick me up is up here. Right?
In game and IRL, right?
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I see what up, dude.
But that's the thing about Warzone that I think people underestimate is like a really powerful, engaging mechanic is not, if you don't have to sit out, you don't want the player to have to watch. You want to make sure they are playing as much as possible, because then they feel like it's a more engaging experience. If I get eliminated on the drop and Ty's being pursued by 15 stream sniping little billies that are chasing him around the map for 20 minutes, he can't get to a reboot van to hold down the button to get me back, then I have to sit there the entire match and wait it out. And that stinks.
Yeah.
It's also a long reboot. I mean, if you really think about it, like the skill gap in Fortnite is massive. And I feel like nowadays, like your average player is pretty talented and they know when they hear a reboot, and there's mobility in the game to stop you. Yep. Right? Like you can get from one side of retail from hearing it to the other in like 2 launches, and like it takes like 10 seconds to reboot someone. That is ridiculous, right? You can, if you're going to buy someone back in a game like Warzone, you just freaking go there, click, boom.
Slide up, hit the button, done.
Out of the sky.
Yeah.
So, and Ben, I didn't really, I've been saying that Fortnite needs some sort of gulag mechanic. For some reason, I didn't even think about it when I was talking about the future. I think if they come up with, and this is like, if they don't add it, personally for me, it's not like a deal breaker, but dude, if they add their own spin on it, which is what you have to do.
Epic, add it or I'm suing you now. Add it.
Yeah, wow.
Add it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't do anything to me. That was just a joke. Thanks.
Please state your name into the microphone.
No, but I think that is a huge thing that Warzone has, is player engagement is increased because the amount of downtime you have can be basically nothing. If I lose my goosh, then the rest of my team has saved the amount of money to buy me back instantly, and there's like 5 seconds of downtime, then I'm back. And players love that. Why do you think so many people play Warzone? It's because they can constantly play it even if they're getting eliminated.
So let's cycle this back to Fortnite.
Yeah, of course.
I would love to know, and this is going to be a really hard question for you guys, but I'd like to kind of sum this up with, what is your favorite Fortnite moment? Like if you could just hone it down to one moment, one clip. And I'm going to start because for me, this clip I think is historical, is the one where Tyler ran out of mats and he's down there begging for his life, just begging.
Call me Daddy.
And I did.
What's my name? Was the reference. What is my name? Ben. No.
and then the one brick, and he go. And I like positioned it perfectly so that he would jump and slide down into the water. Oh man.
To his death. Yep.
I also had 8 brick, by the way. So if you gave me even more than one.
That's a pivotal piece of this too. Is that I gave him 1 instead of 2, and that was all it took to get him out.
It was probably my favorite moment for you guys. But for you, like what is your Fortnite moment? Like if you could try to position it to one thing, what would it be?
I mean, dude, it had to be my night with Drake, man. And Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju, when we were playing those games, like that entire span of like 4 hours was like one of the greatest nights I've ever had.
That's huge.
Greatest night of my life. Don't tell Jess. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't the greatest night of my life, but it was. I think, I don't think I've ever been in the moment more than like that night.
It was iconic.
It was just,
sure.
and it was just a vibe. You know what I mean? The whole thing was just like, and the best part was that Drake was like actually like good. You know, my man was feeding me mats and potions and stuff like that in big pots. Like I was like, dude, this is great. I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like I've played with some bad people, man, and it's not fun. It's not fun when you when you literally have to just be like, come here, you ready? We're going this way. Like
pick me up.
Yeah, pick up, dude. So
that's good.
Yeah, that one, and I think the World Cup, man, as well. If like a secondary one, or Ninja Vegas, and the World Cup. 3. Those are my 3. I know it was 1.
No, that's great. Yeah, no, that's great.
It's like homework. You do an extra credit. That's fine.
I do extra credit. That's what I'm all about.
I love the extra credit.
People helping people.
All right. If he gets 3, I get 3.
Great.
Right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Number 1 has got to be it's my most watched YouTube video by a long shot. That is my son sitting in my lap with the headphones on, repeatedly saying "Hi Ninja" while he and I are playing duos, and I couldn't hear a thing, and Tyler was just going back, "Hey Charlie, hi Ninja, hi Ninja." Yeah, just so you know, my son still wears his ninja shirt to bed.
Oh my!
He still wears the ninja shirt to bed. It's one of his bedtime shirts. He's had it so long, dude, that like, you know how printed shirts get like the crackling and stuff on it? Oh, yeah, dude, yeah. It looks like spider webs. It's so like wrinkled and stuff, man. He's had it for so long because that was one of those. I'm very hesitant about introducing Charlie to people that at the time that he just didn't know, right? And because it's like in the public eye, it can be intimidating for somebody like that because there's been times in public. There's a time a long time ago when me and Samantha and Charlie were at the zoo, and somebody actually recognized Charlie and came up to say hi to me, and it was like people knew him, right? And so trying to not like being overly protective, but it was like, keep him safe, right? And to trust Tyler with that and let them have that. Granted, it's a 2-word conversation, right? But it was still a conversation because he was like, what, 2, 3 at the time? It was a big thing for me, and it's because I trust Tyler, right? So that's got to be my number 1. My number 2 is getting impulsed off of a mountain and taking 500 damage. The clip from dude, it was the most. It was like you don't even have 500 hit points, and the game's like,
"Hey, you are really dead. Just so you know,
you're not just dead. You're like coming back. You're not coming back, bro. You have to queue into 3 more games before you get into the next
It was wild, right? It's like, and because it's such an iconic thing for he and I playing duos to mess with each other, there are so many things like that. When they introduced the impulse, Nate, Epic, you did this. You started a literal year-long war between the two of us trying to shoot each other's ramps out and like impulse and shockwaves and send each other off maps and stuff, man.
Do you remember, Ben? Do you remember the game, dude? It was when it was like halfway, I think, into chapter 1, so like season 5 or something like that, bro. There's a game where we were playing duos, and what was that? What was that area with all of the? It was like a lot of. Dude, what are those? The freight trains. Freight trains carry what are those things? Those big cargo ships. So it wasn't ship. It wasn't called anything. I don't even think it had a name. But it was a bunch of those, and it was in this massive divot, right? And that was.
Are you talking about? That was. Is it the tracking? The guided rocket ride? Is that what? Clip?
No, you try to shoot. No, this is a shockwave. You try to freaking impulse me, and I no-scoped the dude. This dude impulsed towards me or shockwave towards me. And I no-scoped him in the face with a heavy sniper rifle. But just before that, I hear a and it won the game. And I'm like, Ben, did you just try to impulse me?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And he's just like, no. And I went back and watched it. I was like, you tried to shockwave me, dude. Like right as the game ended, so it didn't take effect. Man, dude.
Okay, so that's my number 2. My number 3 is actually one of my favorite clips I had because I have like intros for all the different games I play, and Fortnite is the one that I've had the longest. It was me, Tyler, Myth, and Tim the Tatman playing, and there was a team that had used metal and sky bridged over like the southwest corner of the map, right? And I don't remember. I think Myth rocket rode me up over the top of it, and I chucked an impulse on the sky bridge and knock the whole team off, and they all get eliminated. You know which clip I'm talking about? They all get eliminated. It was wild.
That's amazing.
You're muted.
Look, my mic is muted, bro. That was in the AM, bro. I remember that game. That was like literally like 9, 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
First game on.
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane. Oh,
there are countless clips, countless moments from this game that perfectly encapsulate what you would consider a Fortnite moment because of all the stuff that they allow you to do. Because they put in grenades where you could send your teammates flying at enemies. It's stupid, but it was awesome.
It's fantastic.
You're asking for it at that point. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
They knew what they were doing.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Last question I have for you guys.
Wait, this is the last question?
This is the last question, you guys. This is time has flown by.
Yeah,
I could literally do this for the next 3 hours.
And we are down. But I think Ben is the longest day of his life.
I've been going all day, dude.
Okay. My bad.
But there's a lot of listeners, a lot of people that look up to you guys. This is really exciting to have you guys like rekindle this conversation. What projects are you working on right now? What can your fans look forward to? And what ways can we support you guys in what you're doing?
Then you go first.
I am no longer on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. Please, for the love of God, I'm still alive. All right, I'm out here, dude. We're cranking. I'll crank 90s if you show up. I'm just kidding. No,
you won't?
I will. Actually, you know what's funny is today was the first day that I streamed. I streamed Fortnite for an hour today. The first time I've ever streamed on YouTube because we're doing a Gillette ad, bro. I still got it. I shotgun flicks on people's faces. It was nasty. So I might be texting you real soon because it felt. I'm not gonna lie to you. It actually felt really good, man.
I'm here, bro.
No, there's always. It's like the ever changing roll with the punches of what games are hot and all that. I think the tough part of being a content creator that I think people underestimate is trying to figure out what the right thing to do is to stay relevant. Because ultimately in the entertainment industry, that's what it's about, right? It's like staying on top of your game and making sure people are still paying attention. And there are some days where it feels like they aren't, and there are some days where it feels like they are. And at the end of the day, it's like you have to figure out what's the most important thing to you. So like what you say, what projects do I have going on right now? Man, Halo just came out. I'm having a blast with it. Battlefield's been fun. I'm waiting to see what Tarkov does next. And Fortnite is always innovating, so all those things are always rolling around. Obviously, there's stuff. I'm sure Tyler has insane things that he can't even talk about, and it's like, yeah, the big old wink there. We all saw that. For anybody that's just listening, imagine that you just heard the biggest wink in the world. Because it's funny. I feel like every time I'm like, okay, Tyler's outdone himself this time. There's always another thing around the corner. Make sure you put that hashtag time in. I still reference that on stream, by the way. We did it today.
Let's go.
But no, there's just trying to figure out what's next and doing what I love the most, and that's playing video games, right?
And that is youtube.com/DrLupo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Tyler, what about you?
I would just like to say, we, the Ninja team, dude, what we've been working on, we've been on a lot of stuff, man. So we just recently did a cool Uno tournament, man, that was actually live streamed on TikTok. That was pretty dope. I was able to co-cast that with Hannah Stocking, and we're looking at doing some other things in Vegas. Nothing, specifically, but we want it to be, again, like something that's never been done before in the gaming space. So just right now with my team theory crafting about potentially what that could look like or what that will be. And some voice acting things. I actually, after this, have to record something for a cartoon potentially. And I also have some stuff coming out. I think I have like one or two like little movie roles coming out soon on top of, what Free Guy already was. And
what a nonchalant casual flex.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna be in a couple movies. I'm doing some voice acting.
It's some small, it's just some small.
I'm gonna go hang out with Drake on his yacht later. It's real small. Yeah,
real
tiny
chill stuff.
Real
just
tiny.
a little. I got this little thing with a company called Marvel. You might have heard of that. Yeah, they're making me a superhero. It's real casual.
Hey, but you'll be able to cast it then.
I will be there.
100%, dude. Let's go. But yeah, I think that's all of that. And then again, I really do want to stress, dude. I've vibing Fortnite right now a lot, and I couldn't be more excited. And that's it, man. So I just, for me, last words, Ben, love you. Thank you for obviously being on here with me. This is, I wouldn't want to be here with anyone else in the Fortnite community, to be honest. Not like I wouldn't want to be with anyone else, but anyone else more than you. And just huge shout out to Epic and all of the people listening and the Fortnite viewers and gamers out there. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much for, literally giving us the ability to, entertain you guys.
It's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You two are incredible. Thank you guys so much for saying yes to this.
Of course.
Couldn't be more stoked about your guys' responses and chemistry. Well, with that being said, thank you so much, Tyler and Ben, for being a part of the Unvaulted Podcast. Hopefully, we'll see both of you in the near future. Also, an incredible thank you to Epic Games, who helped sponsor this podcast and put some V-Bucks in our pockets. This game has been going on for 4+ years, and we're just getting started with Season 2 on Unvaulted, and we have some other incredible Fortnite legends and historical moments lined up for you guys real soon. But my question to you, who do you want to see on the next Unvaulted? Be sure to share your thoughts on Twitter at Unvaulted Pod. We'll be posting some of our highlights and podcasts and much more over there. Today was incredible. Hope you had a blast as well. Until next time, I'm Squatingdog. We'll see you later, nerds.